multiple times on Access TV and on HDNet. And now his other company, which name I've just lost for a moment, Magnolia Pictures have now acquired the film to have it streaming. It will be streaming on Netflix in the summer, and it will be available for sale in Walmart. Magnolia Pictures, which is another one of Mark Cuban's companies, were very kind and very interested. And I think, as you know, with the fracking story, it's only getting bigger all the time. And here in California, it's obviously a huge issue. So a lot of Californians are really looking for the information out of Frack Nation. So yeah, it'll be very widely distributed this summer by Magnolia.
Well, God bless you for picking the topics that nobody else will take, for knowing in your heart that they can be done and the people will be there. Usually they say build it and they will come, but you say let them come so I can build it, and they show up. And I like that.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's a marvelous opportunity.
Well, that's wonderful. Okay. Is there anything else? This is actually my second radio show. I had a whole bunch of questions, more than you could possibly answer in our time, and it's gone through. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
No, I would say to people, if you're listening today, please do go to gosnellmovie.com. Check it out. Read the site. There's something very inspirational things there. If you go to the section where people have written, people have sent in letters, basically, to tell us what they think about the campaign, about what we're doing. People have sent in prayers. People who have had abortions have written and said that they've given money because they just feel so bad about what they've done. People, we just got a letter from somebody the other day who said that they went, a lady died, and the family decided, in lieu of flowers for the lady who had died, who was very pro-life, all the money that people wanted to give for flowers should go to the Gosnell movie because people felt it was really important that the story is told. I'd ask your listeners to come to the site, go to gosnellmovie.com, give $1 and stand up for truth. We've had enough silence on this story, and it needs to end now.
It's a wonderful story. And I know you had some larger donations because I see the amount jump and some nice steps from time to time. But the smaller donations are what made this movie, from what I understand. It's the $1 and the $5.
Right. Yeah, they're the ones that really matter. And the 25,000 people that have turned up so far, we'd like obviously more than that. We'd like 100,000 people to give $1 so that we can say this film is the people's film. The people want this film made, and they're getting their way. They're making it happen. We don't have to be angry anymore and say, oh, I wish they'd make films about things. No, we can make these films ourselves, and we're doing it.
Outstanding. And God bless you. Thank you for taking the time to come on the show.
It's all good. It's all good, Tom. It's really good to talk to you, and we'll talk again.
I'm beside myself with joy that you made the amount before the deadline, dear, okay? Thank you again. Thanks. Folks, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back. Patriot Radio with Tom O'Halloran. It is I, still, Tom O'Halloran. We're going to finish up here with the dead witnesses against the Clintons and a couple of the dead women around the Clintons. People that you might not have heard about. Some of the bigger names you did. Suzanne Coleman had an affair with Clinton when he was the Attorney General. She died with a suicide with a gunshot wound to the back of her head. I do not make this up, people. It's bloodonyourhands.com. All of everything I've talked about Hillary Clinton, bloodonherhands.com. Witnesses against the Clintons. We've got Calvin Wolverine, 20-year veteran. He was a key witness in the Jocelyn Elder's son's drug case. 10 days after her son was convicted of cocaine, he was found dead in the apartment with a gunshot blast to the head. A lot of gunshot blasts in these Clintons' backgrounds. Johnny Franklin Lawton, again. This time, a tornado had ripped through the junk cars in Johnny's transmission shop yard, and he saw a copy of a $27,000 cashier's check drawn on Madison Bank and payable to Bill Clinton. Johnny Franklin Lawton realized what he was looking at and turned the box of documents over to the FBI. A short while later, he was going at a high rate of speed after his car had gone airborne and left the road, yet he had only traveled about a quarter of a mile from where he had been. So you don't want to say anything bad about the Clintons. I'm talking from an underground bunker right now just to be safe. So, folks, stick with this. At the top of the hour, we've got an NBC News break followed by Constitutional Speaker with Douglas Gibbs. Great show. You'll want to stick around for that. Now, Patriots, I get asked on almost a daily basis, Tom, you put out a lot of information, but what can I do to help? Helping is a lot easier than you might think. If you go to tomohalloran.com, we put out 15 to 20 different articles every day. The page is constantly changing. If you go through them and select 2 columns that move you, 2 stories that you didn't know about, and post them up to Facebook, email them out to somebody, print them out and stick them on a bulletin board at work, the word's going to get out faster. You're helping wake people up just as I am. Now, if you go to tomohalloran.com and you look at the top menu bar, you'll see 12 other sites that I have. These are all single-issue sites. This is where you'll find bloodonherhands.com, the Clinton site. I've got a voter fraud site, a gun-free zone site. I've got one on jihad in America, which is the topic of my Friday night show. Pick another page. Look through it. Find 2 stories that strike you, that move you. Post them up on the Internet. Put them on Facebook. Email them out. If you remember the old Amway commercial, you tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people. The numbers grow phenomenally, exponentially. I've got 140,000 followers on Twitter. I hope you'll be one of them. But with my followers, I have a lot of people reading the stuff that I'm posting. But only 10% of them would actually take the time to post 2 articles a day up to Facebook. And if only 10% of the people that saw those would do the same thing, America wouldn't be walking around with their head in the sand, unaware of what's happening, of what's going on in this country the way they are today. It's absolutely insane. Get involved. Read the news. If you don't use my websites, if you're a little bit more liberal than you can handle on mine, go to another website. Find something that suits your political fit and spread the news. Help wake people up. There are things out here that are absolutely driving me nuts. Let's take zero tolerance. Kids getting suspended from school for drawing a picture of a gun, like that's going to be used as a weapon. Or for putting your hand like a gun and saying bang. Since when is that dangerous? Why are we suspending kids? Shouldn't we be bringing kids into school? Schools that are sending kids home on Cinco de Mayo Day because they wore an American flag on their shirt. This is America. Wake up. Stop letting this stuff happen and just not doing anything about it. Tell people. Raise heck. Call the school board. Read the Internet. Read the stories that are being posted of what's happening and spread the word. The more people that rise up, you saw it happen in Egypt. Of course, Obama was dumping billions of our tax dollars over there to throw out a government so he could put the Muslim Brotherhood in. But after that, the people themselves rose up. They didn't like the Muslim Brotherhood. They knew they were terrorists and traitors and murderers. They rose up and threw out the government. If we rise up, if we raise enough voice, we too can get the people to stop doing these stupid things. We can stop passing laws that prohibit freedom of speech. Did you know in Nevada last month, you saw the Texas cattle rancher Cliven Bundy up there? He stood up to the BLM that came in, and a bunch of patriots showed up, and they all had weapons, and BLM realized that they were outmanned. And I'm not going to go into the rights and wrongs of that whole thing right now. I will. It'll be a topic worthy and capable of holding your interest for a lot longer than I have today. But the thing of it is when the BLM was up there, they put up a sign, Free Speech Zone. This is where you can go and protest. We're going to be over here doing our work and protecting the ranch, keeping you off the ranch, keeping you off the place where the cows are. This is where we're going to be. You got your free speech zone over here. Tell these people, write letters, go on the internet, do a Google search for senators' contacts. Find out who your congressmen are. Send them emails. Free speech is not a zone. It is a right. We have a right to protest. Now, we did. There has been one modification, even though the First Amendment states that the government shall create no law that inhibits freedom of speech. 2 years ago, Congress passed a law that said Secret Service can push people back away from anywhere that they're working. That means if they're guarding the president, you can't protest there. So they're making these free speech zones already. And every congressman except for Ron Paul, and I'm not a Ron Paul fan by any means, Ron Paul and 2 other people voted no to that. Other than those 2, every congressman, Democrat and senator, said it was okay to inhibit our free speech around political candidates. So you can protest them. You just don't want to. You just can't do it where the media will see you. That's not free speech, people. Write letters. Pick up the phone. Put your congressman on speed dial. Don't let them get away with this. And don't think that your phone calls aren't going to be tallied up. You may speak to an underling at the desk. You may speak to a staffer or an intern. But they're keeping tallies on what the calls are and which side of the issue you're on. Get involved. Egypt overthrew a whole government by rising up and saying, we're not going to take this crap anymore. We're going to do something about it. Now, I'm talking about making phone calls and making your voice heard. I'm not talking about an armed insurrection. We're going to do this legally. But you can't wait for everybody else to do it. The only reason Obama's in office right now is because of the conservatives. There were 4,000 fewer conservatives went to the polls in 2012 than in 2008. So if Obama just got his people to vote for him that voted the first time and we got all of ours, we probably would have won. But our people stayed home. The people, and I say our people, I'm on the right if you haven't figured it out by now, But to me, it's more about who the person is than what their politics are. But get involved. Don't just write it out waiting for somebody else to make a difference. Don't wait for somebody else to make a difference. You can make a difference. Write a blog. Make phone calls. Call KCAA and say, you know what? I want a radio show. I can do better than this Tom O'Halloran guy. I want to tell people what I think. Get the word out there. Stop being a silent person. Make your voice heard. Stand up at the town hall meetings and raise heck. Let them know that you're not going to take it anymore. If you support that bill, I'm going to vote against you. When people do, anti-gun laws get struck down. People get recalled. We make a difference. We get engaged and we make change happen. Good change, not the kind of change that this administration has brought to the office, but change starts in the heart. It starts with you. It starts with you picking up the phone and taking action. Pick up the phone, write a letter, write an email, write a blog, but take action. Engage the enemy because they're engaging you. They're stripping us of our rights one by one by one. And we can't stand another 4 years of anybody. We don't have to worry about Obama because he's gone. Hillary Clinton will be just as bad or worse. And there's others that could be just as bad. Don't let it happen. Get involved. Folks, this is Tom O'Halloran. Again, it's my last Saturday show. Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 7 for the Patriot Show. Friday nights at 7 right here on KCAA. I'll be doing the Jihad on America show. Thank you. God bless you. This is Tom O'Halloran. I'm out.